We are back at it again with showing how AI can produce wonderful results, and these indicators every single day are printing. So this is how we're going to go over I made 2K today. We're going to go over a higher time frame. One of the best time frames I believe using this is the 15-minute, as long as you get some plays. So I went ahead and marked out blindly where these indicators were lining up so we can see what happened. All right. So at the start of the day, we did go red, but our AI band was green, so we didn't go ahead and take any sort of sell here. However, things were turning green as these candles were moving. So what we did is, as soon as we touched the AI band, we took a long. And the way that we looked at our take profit is we looked left and we looked at what's a high area that we can shoot for. So I went ahead and marked this whole area that was consolidating and going sideways, and I marked that as the take profit area. So we went ahead and got in here, and we had a really nice risk reward ratio of only 19 points, shooting up to the top of our range being over 100 points. Now, I took profit around 90 points as it started retracing, but a 90-point win with a 20-point risk is amazing, getting over a 5 risk to reward ratio on that particular trade. So we had a bit of a pullback and another entry right here. So long here, risk is going to be a little bit more because we want to aim for the bottom of that wick as it's forming. So 22-point stop loss. And what we're doing is we're aiming for a similar area, is trying to go back up to that top. Now it retraced and it got up to here. You can see it went up about 30 points, and because it was approaching that take profit area, this was a trade that was taken to break even. And on the next candle, it pushed up a little bit more, 91 points, and as it retraced, went ahead and decided to close the profit at 46 points. Or if I was going to let it ride, I would have let it go ahead and go all the way down to break even. Now, our next trade right here, you can see we aligned red. However, our AI band was green, so we ignore that trade altogether. Right here, we can see that we're pushing above the AI band right here. So it's another nice entry. Now, this is going to be more risk. It's a 50-point risk to go ahead and make that 90 to 100 points again. So for me on this particular trade, I entered, and then the next 15 minutes, it just went straight up there, another 100-point win. Now, as we push down here and retraced, we can see that we're not quite in alignment. I don't mind taking trades when our micro is not fully in alignment with the macro, but this macro here defines our overall trend. So I didn't get in here, but as things moved and we started lining up, I went ahead and entered another trade as it bounced off the AI band right here. Then I want to go ahead and put my stop loss right at the bottom of that candle. Another 55 point. Not my favorite, but seeing our risk to reward ratio again is within 80 points, I'm going to go ahead and take that trade and another winner. So on the 15-minute, we had 3 for 3 on NQ. There's a reason 15-minute is one of my favorites. There's higher risk here, but it works. It works really well. So there was a good pre-market sell here. I didn't trade pre-market today. And then there was another good pre-market sell here that would have scored. Let's see. It would have pushed down, and this whole shadow of this wick would have been a take profit area. So entering here around 836 and possibly getting down here to 770. And we went ahead and pushed down to this area right here. So you can see that if you utilize these AI indicators plus this system, even when it's kind of choppy and doing this thing, you're going to be just fine. Now, for beginners, a better route is to go on a lower time frame. This way, you're not having as much risk. And we can see that everything lined up. It pushed above the AI band, retested, and then you would have had an entry here. And you would have had similar stop loss, a little bit more risk, and then you'd be aiming for this high right here, shooting for 81 points with a 26-point risk of a stop loss. There were a couple of other trades here off the AI band. And as soon as everything began to, it was a little bit choppy, aligned up here. This is the area where a nice trade would have been taken right above that AI band. Again, putting your stop loss below those wicks, 15-point risk, and you would have been aiming for this high right here. Nice 49 points. So for beginners, this is a better way to do it, because especially if you're someone working who works and you're aiming for just a couple trades a day, you can go ahead and get these quick ones. So this one was a 21-point risk for 25 points right there. And then as it pushed down, it had another entry right here. However, this would have been riskier, especially when you're working with the lower time frames. You want to see more that these are all aligned. Next, you would have had a little sell here off the top, and definitely a break-even trade, because you would have gotten here at 904. It would have pushed down all the way to 865. Very nice 40-point trade. However, it didn't get all the way to those lows that we'd be aiming for, but because it got down 30, 40 points, you want to bring your stop loss into break even. So very simple way to trade. All you have to do is be paying attention to what the AI band is doing and what these momentum indicators are doing as well. If you want to know more, just leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be sure to send you all the information on how this works. And if you want to join our live trading, where we go over this every single day, we've not had a losing week in over 9 months. So, and it's relatively low cost. Right now, for the first 100 people, I am giving away codes for over 70% off. Normally, it's $120 a month, but you can go ahead and get in lifetime for only $35 a month to be checking us out live and get access to all these indicators. It is the best live trading community and the least expensive for the most value.